Hello my darlings! Welcome back to another segment of Fangirl Corner. Usually I won't do these back to back, but with everything I had going on this week, I didn't have time to dedicate to another book review or a more involved video, so you get another segment of this lovely series in which we talk about Edgar Allan Poe's murder mystery dinner party. Poe Party, as it is nicknamed, was produced by YouTube channel Shipwreck Comedy, created by brother-sister duo Sean and Sinead Prasad, and premiered on YouTube on August 22nd, 2016. I first heard about the show because I follow one of the actresses in it online on Tumblr, Mary-Kate Wiles. Those of you who follow literary-inspired web series know her as Lydia Bennett from the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, and she's done several other productions across YouTube and in Los Angeles as well. She also did Kissing in the Rain with Shipwrecked Comedy, which she was in with Sean Prasad. They're a couple, and they're super adorable. I did not, however, get around to watching the show until this past Saturday night when I was finishing this little guy. And like I said in the Happy Hallow Thanksmas video, I'll talk more about the game later when I have more time to play Chapter 1. So I was just sitting there sewing him up, and I was thinking I need something to watch. So I realized, oh, Poe Party actually sounds like a great thing for this show. So I turned it on. Guys, I never thought a murder mystery could be so funny. The basic setup of Poe Party is Edgar Allan Poe and his ghost roommate, Lenore, yes, that Lenore, trying to hold a murder mystery themed dinner party in which Edgar invites all of his author friends, and they're all authors who lived about the same time. You have Mary Shelley, H.G. Wells, Louisa May Alcott, Ernest Hemingway, George Eliot, Oscar Wilde, Fyodor Dostoevsky, and I have it written down, Charlotte Bronte, Emily Dickinson constantly gets the shaft, and Agatha Christie is mentioned a lot, but you only see her in one episode. On top of that, Edgar also invites his love interest, Annabelle Lee, who in turn brings the guy she's seeing, Eddie Dantes. After everyone is seated and Edgar tries his hardest to get this party started, the lights go out right as Mary Shelley is making a declaration, and when they come back up, Eddie is face down in the soup, and Annabelle Lee keeps checking him. Everyone thinks it's part of the game, everyone else does, only to discover he's not actually breathing. The entire dinner party gets up and goes into the next room trying to find clues, and they find a note saying that they cannot leave the premises nor contact the police, because if they do, they will all die in horrifying manners. Now, you would think that this would make this really dark and creepy, but no. Sean and Sinead, who also play Edgar and Lenore respectively, write this story so deftly and so smartly and take the stereotypes that we think of when we think of all of these authors and just make it so hilariously funny. Ernest Hemingway was a straight-talking, flirtatious drunk. Charlotte Bronte was really snooty. Mary Shelley was very, dark and cryptic. Oscar Wilde, who was my personal favorite, was very flamboyant. I loved his entrance out of all of the authors. My second favorite was George Eliot, because for those of you who don't know, George Eliot was a woman, and so they have the actress doing the kind of stereotypical girl pretending to be a guy thing, like maybe if I say enough guy things it will come across that I'm a guy, and it's really funny. Poor Emily Dickinson constantly gets the shaft. They really play up the recluse aspect of her personality, and so people just constantly forget about her. At some point they forget she's a person and think that when Annabelle Lee is talking about her, she's referring to her cat. The poor woman, but I love pretty much all of the depictions of all of these characters. The only depiction I had a serious problem with, and it's not that dire, was Louisa May Alcott, just because they made her seem very fluttery and sweet, and since she was the basis for Jo when she wrote Little Women, and I always personally imagined Jo, even into her adulthood, being kind of a tomboy, I wasn't exactly thrilled with their depiction of Louisa May Alcott. but I could let it slide on grounds of like Little Women is a very sweet, bright, homey story, and that's what people generally think of when they think of Louisa May Alcott. So that's as much as I can really tell you guys, is that it's funny. I loved the costuming and the lighting in this. Being a theater arts major, I notice kind of all the aspects of production now. I blame my Professor Paul for this, by the way. But I loved just the costumes and how they showed each character, and they were so beautiful. They actually think Lenore wears this white wedding dress because it's revealed that she died on what was supposed to be her wedding day. And they think it was Rachel's wedding dress from the first episode of Friends because they just got it from a random WB warehouse, and I think that's amazing and fantastic. I can't tell you guys much else without spoiling anything. I can tell you there is a revenge plot, but you don't figure out whose it is until the very end. But based on some of these characters, you can kind of guess from the moment they walk on screen who's gonna do what, which is to its service, absolutely. And like, I can't tell you much because it's kind of spoiling, and like, y'all need to go watch it. These are all very talented actors and writers, and their designers and technicians are amazing. And I want them to get more work. They do such great work, guys. So I really encourage you, go to Shipwrecked Comedy, watch Poe Party, and then watch everything else they have on there, because it's a lot of really good quality work. Now, what about you guys? I want to hear what stories you enjoy, what other things you'd like me to watch in the meantime before October is up, or if there's anything in November or December you'd like me to watch, just to give me some ideas. And if not, don't forget to click like and subscribe. All my social media and my actor website are down in the description. And if not, I'll see you later, my darlings. Have a nice night.